Over the last 6 years, I've helped so many passionate people create a nutrition coaching side hustle, making some money on the side with their passion. These are people that like have full-time jobs or, have full-time responsibilities. They're doing things and they need to maximize their time and do things on the side to get this going and make some money with their passion. I'm choking up all of a sudden now that I'm talking. I want to give you the exact game plan to do that today, step by step in this live training. I want to also make this interactive. So if you're tuning in, drop a comment in the chat, ask me questions, ask me how this relates to your situation. Let's go back and forth as well, because I want to make it helpful to you in the best way I can. So I think the side hustle thing is so interesting because I think a lot of times people think, I have this thing I'm passionate about, which is usually completely different than their job, right? Their job is one of those things where it's 9 to 5, they're clocking in, clocking out. It drains their soul. It doesn't light them up. They're doing things for, the sake of doing them, and they don't understand why. And they are spending all day thinking about the gym and nutrition and results and how far they've come in that regard. And they'd love to help others with it. They just don't know how to do it. And to get this stuff going on the side is the best place to start. But so many people do it improperly because they just never been shown. And I think the fact that it's viewed as a side hustle is also what stops it from becoming a real thing or any bigger than it can be. So for you, if you're listening to this and you're thinking like, yeah, I'd love to get a few paying clients and coach them and help them and make some money on the side so that I can go on a trip or make bills more affordable or maybe it turns into something bigger, tune in today because I'm going to give you the exact steps to do that. The one thing about a side hustle that's interesting is that you are typically limited on time. You don't have 40 hours a week to make your coaching business bigger and better. So you can't waste any time. I think a lot of times people think, well, I'm not going to invest in any help or anything like that because I don't have enough time to do it. I think if anything, number one, you're tuning into this right now, you're making some moves, and kudos to you for investing your time into getting better, but you need to make the absolute most of the time that you do have. And for so many coaches, that doesn't mean just like, it means you got to come up with a system. You need to be doing things repeatedly most of the time to save yourself time. That would be the first thing that you need is a coaching system that's like step by step. I got on a call with a pretty new coach over this last year. She's been working on things and just like flying by the seat of her pants, right? One time she gets her clients to track. The other time she gets her clients to like focus on habits. She gets on calls with them. She messages them all the time. It's open access. It's all over the place. She doesn't, hi, Mindy, hi, Tati. She doesn't have a streamlined system to like do things step by step. So that would be the first thing is like, regardless if you have one client or 6, create some expectations and some structure around the process of how you'll work with your clients and stick to that each and every week the best you can. For many of the coaches that we train in the Nutrition Coaching Academy, this looks like a weekly check-in process where your clients will fill you in on how their week went objectively through like reporting their calories and macronutrients, some biofeedback around sleep, energy levels, those type of things, as well as some subjective information around how the week went. They send that off. It gets sent to you, and they know exactly when you'll look at it and how you'll respond and how that feedback will come back. And then you limit it, like the interaction will go back and forth a little bit in terms of like, here's what I'm seeing. This is what's going well. This is areas that need attention. You do that all in a video voiceover. We call that the hybrid check-in process. So you put that into place, and that should take you 5 to 7 minutes. And if you're doing this on the side, like you can do that at 7 to 9 p.m. on Monday evenings and get this stuff going. So that'd be the biggest thing is like you need a streamlined coaching system. It's got to be step by step and you got to stick to it. There's many students that have come into our program that have 4 paying clients that it takes them the entire week to do the fulfillment on these side of things. Like that, you're never going to be able to grow and get to 10 clients and have like a true side hustle where you're like starting to consider like, could I do more of this? Could this be my full-time thing? And that's what many of you want. You want to be making $2,000 to $5,000 with coaching and not take up all of your time. So you've got to have a streamlined coaching system. And because if you don't, you're going to spend all your time on the coaching side of things, which is good because you got to be a good coach and fulfill and help your clients and help them get results and make sure they're well taken care of. But at the same time, you also are going to need some time and energy to work on your business. The fulfillment side of things is working in your business. You need some time and energy to work on your business, which means finding out where your best clients are coming from, following up with people that have been interested in the service in the past, and you're having conversations, sales conversations with them to take them through that next step. We have a conversion mechanism in our program called the Free Nutrition Report, where you take a moment for the first time ever with many individuals to show them what's holding them back from reaching their goals. If you're getting this stuff going, maybe some people have shown some interest in the past. You start talking with them and you present them with, hey, you should join my coaching program. It costs this. They say, no, not right now, or that's too expensive, or they never get back to you. You need to have some time and energy to be able to show them how you'll help them. We do that in the Free Nutrition Report. It's a great conversion mechanism because you're not selling them on anything. You're helping them see what's getting in the way of the result that they want. And that's already starting coaching, right? And actually good sales conversations are coaching conversations. So you need some time and energy to be able to dive into that. And that'd be one of the most important things. You also, and this is like, it doesn't need to be overly complicated on how to market your business, but you got to spend some time and energy and have that time and energy to be able to just talk about that you're a coach for hire. Most people, especially as they get to get stuff going and maybe they're lacking a little bit of confidence, aren't doing the obvious things to grow their business, which is talking about the opportunity and what type of results people will get if they go down this path with you, and just making that obvious. Having an application form in different places like your social media profiles and bio and linking that stuff up. People won't take that next step with you if it's just purely organic. I've had a conversation last week where someone's like, I put a lot of energy into like educating people and telling them about, that they have to make this process sustainable and this is what it would look like. And literally no one knows that there's a next step to work with them. That's the most important thing. You just got to highlight the next step often enough. If you have clients that you're working with, you want to talk about their success, where they were before working with you. What are the pain points? What are some of the results that they're getting? What are they able to do now that they couldn't do before? If you make that stuff obvious enough, people will take that next step. They'll ask about it. They'll fill out your application. They will take that next step, but you got to give them an opportunity to it, or you're just sitting on the sidelines, which is what a lot of people do when they don't get this stuff, when they can't get this stuff going, when they don't have the energy to do this because they're spending so much time on other things that don't matter as much. When time is limited, which it will be in this scenario, you have no time to waste, and you got to focus on the things that you need to do and aren't just nice to do, which is what so many of us do when we're just paralyzed by what path we should go down, right? We're constantly questioning, is this the right move? Should I do that? Working on a bunch of things that more or less just like push us further away from our goal of getting 5 paying clients, 10 paying clients. The most important things are to take this from a hobby to an actual side hustle is telling people that there's an opportunity for them, making it obvious, helping them see that there's things holding them back that will be solved through accountability and guidance in a professional coaching service, right? So we need to put all of those things in place. That'd be the biggest thing though, is like having a streamlined coaching system, spending enough time so that you can have some time to market your business and go about it that way. And then making sure that you actually also have a coaching offer that's going to allow you to make money. This means lining up the price of your service with the actual fulfillment. So if you're getting on calls with people, like that's an expensive thing. That's a thing that like should cost your time plus some, right? It's also, in so many cases, unnecessary. Like, you don't need that. Like in 2025, we have so much technology to be able to run a check-in process where people don't need to go to another call or an appointment or anything like that. So making sure that that's in place. But if you are doing additional things, making sure that the price reflects that, because the last thing you want is to quit a well-paying job for a job that you're passionate about for only to be working minimum wage because the numbers don't line up. Like, that is especially in an entrepreneurial capacity where you're working for yourself, that is the easiest path to burnout, is not feeling like it's worth it, and feeling like you are helping people, but it's not really on your own terms and you're not making very much money. And that's when those are the situations that don't allow you to make your nutrition coaching a priority. So you want to make sure that you have a coaching offer that isn't taking all your time, that's allowing you to make some money so that it's profitable. And for many new coaches, this is like between $200 to $250 a month, and positioning it that way, as well as making sure that you're charging a rate that people will actually take this seriously, right? Like, it needs to be at a rate that is a professional service so that they treat it like it means something, as well as you treat it like it means something. People pay to their commitment level, but if you're not in it completely either, because you don't feel like, if you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, then you're not going to take it seriously either. So we need that streamlined coaching system. We need some time to market our business and make it obvious that we're a coach for hire, as well as we need to have a coaching offer that makes sense for our time. That's the step-by-step process around getting this stuff going so that you have a nutrition coaching side hustle, as well as this stuff. I mean, honestly, there's no reason why you can't have all of this up and running in 2 weeks. That's honestly, like, maybe even less, a week, with the right support and strategy. Like, we could get this stuff going right away. With that being said, you don't want to put the cart before the horse, which means, like, if you want to make this a business, the thing that's going to make it a business is making money, which means you need paying clients or interested clients or people that are going to take this stuff seriously. So you got to focus on that too. That's why one of the first things we do in the Nutrition Coaching Academy is get you posting about the opportunity, get you posting about your story and why this is important to you and what you have going on. That stuff is like, it's super effective because, number one, I encourage people to do that, because the reason why I teach all this stuff is because the people that are going to go to Coach Mindy, they don't know about me. They don't. They have no clue I exist, but they know that Mindy exists. But if she puts herself out there saying, hey, I have this coaching opportunity, I'm getting this stuff going, why don't you join me on it? Why don't you join me on this path? They'll reach out to her and they will go down that path. So you need to do that stuff first. You don't want to put the cart before the horse, which is, again, doing all the nice to do stuff and not the need to do stuff. The nice to do stuff is like having a super professional website. It's like having some specializations for your knowledge base, like the things that you think you need, but you don't need. Like, you just need the right system to coach people now. You have a lot of the knowledge. You got to build some confidence that people actually want that. And you're not going to do that unless you put yourself out there. So that's how we get this stuff going. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, this all sounds good, but I'm still not exactly sure what to do, that's probably worth a conversation around what it looks like for your own individual situation and what you have going on. I don't know if I cut out there for a second, that are just hidden in plain sight that an objective set of eyes can point out for you. It'd probably be a good opportunity to jump on a call with me and allow me to, like, let's go through that scenario and break it down and see what's what. I'll drop my call link in the chat here. If you're watching the replay of this as well, feel free to reach out and let me post that up on there. And we'll connect on a call and see what your situation is. Because, like, those are the things you need to make this a nutrition coaching side hustle, and the things that you're probably not doing. Does anyone have any questions about this process? Mindy, it's so nice to see you in here and engaging in the chat. You're new to our program and you're crushing it. So I'm really, really happy to see that you taking action. I saw that you posted a story about it already. If anyone else is listening to that, use that as an example. How good would it feel to like join something and get this going and put effort into the things that you know will work and have a plan in place? It's a good feeling. I love seeing Mindy doing it. Any other questions for you guys tuning in here today? If there isn't, that's totally cool. I'm going to pop off. Make sure to take me up on that call though. And let's connect on a call and we'll go from there. That's it for today. Let me know if there's anything else and we'll be chatting soon. Okay, bye. Now, as great as all those tips are, maybe you're still wondering how to start or grow your nutrition coaching. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the first link down in the description below and you'll get all the details on our Nutrition Coaching Academy certification. It's a 90-day program that'll give you everything you need to start nutrition coaching or to take your nutrition coaching business to the next level. Check out all the details down in the link below, and thanks for watching.